What is going on, guys? Patrick here. I feel like I've been done rinse and repeat with my videos lately, so I'm going to try and break up my word cadence and like what I'm talking about, right? I'm usually come in and I'm like, oh, in this video, I'm going to talk about whatever. Well, this week we're going to talk about here's what's sold. I like talking about sales, right? Sales is the kind of the fun part of this. I mean, buying is about the fun part of this probably, then sales. Listing is probably your distant third, maybe your uncle. Right? That's not very much fun, but part of it as well. But I like talking about sales. Sales is good fun. Like I like to talk about. It's almost like sharing the good news with people, right? That is a fun part of this. So right, I've been trying to do all this search engine stuff and keywords and titles, and it doesn't seem to be making this a lot of fun. Fun is making the videos. I actually really do enjoy doing this vlog style video, and I love doing the found footage, I guess, or the live footage stuff. That's a lot of fun as well. Editing is tough for that, but doing these little videos here, this is actually pretty easy. But anyway, like we got a couple of good sales last week. Not as good of a sale week as the prior week. That's gonna be tough to beat. But gonna keep trying, of course. Actually, very small week compared to last week. We went down to $325 in sales, which is on the very low side of what I've had this year. Doesn't make any sense. I didn't have quite as many listings, only 20 instead of 25. I feel like I'm kind of running out of inventory, which probably not, but it does start to feel like it when your shelves start to get a little more bare. Of course, I went to my storage unit and pulled out a bunch of stuff to sell, and I found more things that I could sell. So it's almost like I like to say I'm going to the store edge. I'm going to go shopping at my own store. So that maybe we'll see how that goes on into this week. Uh, we'll see. You never really know. But let's get into it, right? All right, so this first item here it was a Shoeshine Box. I picked this up a couple weeks ago at Savers, and I think I ended up paying like $6.99, $7.99, something like that. And I thought it was worth $25. I figured it was a good pickup, and sure enough, sold within a couple weeks for $25. So very easy one there. There wasn't any stuff inside, so it makes it a lot easier to just ship it out that way. All right, item number 2 this week. Matt, here we go again, right, buddy? More of these R.A. Salvador books. This is the prequel to the last set that I had sold. This was the Dark Elf trilogy, I believe. And same story as the ones I sold last week, which they were 25 cents each. And I had gotten these a couple of years ago, and I'd meant to read them, and just they've been sitting on my shelf, and I need to clear out this room some more for getting ready for the baby to come. So they're on the chopping block, and they sold honestly within about a week of me listing them for my asking price is $20. So great flip there. Item number 3, though, not as good of a flip. I had bought this at an estate sale a couple weeks back when I bought a bunch of Louis Lamora and William Johnstone books. And they wanted 25 for it. I talked them down to 15. Even that, I'm like, I'm going to share the wealth between these purchase prices, right? I always take the bundle price and kind of assign cost based on value. So I knew that wasn't going to make a huge difference, but even still, like $15 for a Connect device is on the high side. $5 is much better. I'd maybe even pay 10. It was up for sale for about a week, and I got an offer of $20 on it. I had it listed for 25, and I was like, you know what? This is the first like bite I've gotten on it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take it. So $20, and I ended up paying, it was probably right around $10 for it with the 2 games that are in there. I've got a cost assigned of like $8.50. So, right, I definitely put less assigned cost towards this item than I could have. So, right, I still going to double my money based on that. But it wasn't the best flip in the world. I should not have bought this at that price. I should have just put it back. All right, item number 4. I think it may have been like a week or two since I've had a Nordic Ware, so it's nice to see another one of these sell. I had picked up, I don't know, like 4 of these last year. This must be just a common one that people have bought. And I think I ended up paying not a lot each time. Let's see, this one I got for $4. And originally when I picked them up, I thought they were worth about 20. After the very first one sold for 12, I knew that 20 was not reasonable anymore, so I've changed all the values down to 12 now. So $4 into 12, not going to be your best Nordic Ware flip. I'd much rather get into it for more like $2 instead of 4, but not losing money. And the reason I like these is that they're super easy to ship. and there's no parts, right? And maybe it needs a cleaning. It may need to go through the dishwasher once, something like that. I try not to do that. I just try to give it a hand wash. But they have a lot of little parts. Sometimes the dishwasher can actually help. But super easy to sell. They don't take up a lot of space. They can be easily filed away into like the what's for sale category up in my shelving. All right. Item number 5. This is a consignment for my mother-in-law. Right. This is actually the last of the Dawn clothes, you guys. It has been a long time coming. This is it. There's one more Dawn item left, and then we'll be completely through that huge lot. Um, right. I had bought all of this stuff basically. I hadn't bought it. I consigned it from my mother-in-law. We were helping the in-laws clean out grandma's house. This was my father-in-law's mother. And up in the attic, they knew that this stuff was up there. We found it. They weren't really sure if it had any value. I did some quick searching, and sure enough, this stuff was very valuable, and it actually sold really well. Like I would be hopeful I'll see this again sometime in the future. I really doubt it. It's not doesn't seem to be very common, but now of course I know to look for it. Now hopefully you do too. But I had thought this was going to be about a $35 sale. This one sat for the longest, obviously. It's the last one to sell. And I took a best offer of $29. So going to be $11.60 goes to me and $11.60 to Minnie. Thanks, Minnie. It's 40% to me, 40% to the consigner, and then 20% for fees and any kind of supplies, that kind of thing. That's just my normal ratio that I use. And it works out pretty well. All right, let's see. I've lost count. I think this is item number 6. And this is,
Amber's weird sale of the week.
yes, it is Amber's Weird Sale of the Week. This was in a bag of ephemera that I bought last summer. And it had a bunch of G.I. Joe card backs. It had a bunch of Star Wars stuff. It had a bunch of instruction manuals for 80s toys. And right, I bought the bag for like $5. The lady was really charging a lot for a lot of the toys that she was selling, but I figured this bag of ephemera would be something I might be able to find some really neat stuff in that she wouldn't have thought it was actually had any value. And Amber agreed. Like she was like, this does not have any value, Patrick. Why did you buy garbage? But I kind of just had that knowledge, right? I'm in a lot of the toy groups on Facebook. I'm paying attention to what people are looking for, and they're trying to complete their toys. So they're looking for instruction manuals. They're looking for boxes. They're looking for that little piece that's easily lost. So that I'm always looking for that kind of lot and stuff where it's this junk bin full of parts. It's this bag full of ephemera, that kind of stuff. And I haven't found a lot of it, right? I found it occasionally, and it takes forever to go through. But I usually make a ton of money off of it, and that's kind of what happened here. This was really in bad shape, you guys. Like you can see it in the title up there, and it says rough. I did not think that this was going to sell, and I was just like, let's just put it up. I actually signed $0 onto this for cost because I'm like, I don't know that this will sell, or maybe somebody will offer me $1 for it or something like that. But I was like, I'll put it up for $20. Let's just see what happens. And sure enough, within like 1 to 2 weeks, it sold for $20. I'm actually kind of shocked as well. It's kind of my weird sale for the week. So I put it up for 20, sold it for 20, and I put $0 on it. So pretty cool there. Definitely, this is something you guys should look for at garage sales. I don't think you're going to find it at thrift stores really. Maybe estate sales, they'll probably see the logos and understand that it has some value. You may still be able to get a really good deal on it though. Ephemera at estate sales can do pretty well. All right, item number 7. I think I actually mentioned this earlier, right? I had bought a bunch of William Johnstone books at an estate sale a few weeks back, and this is the first of those lots to sell. I had thought it was going to be about $1.50 a book for these. This actually ended up selling for $1.25. I sold 20 books for $25. Really great, great flip there. I think I ended up paying $20 for like 51 books. So I was into it for like, what is that, about 40 cents a piece? A little on the high side. I would rather be about 25 cents, but I'm not going to complain. Right, so the total cost on this one that I had was like $7.60, turning it into $25. So tripled my money, a little bit more than tripled. So like pretty good. And I've got 2 more lots that I still can list. So those will be going up this week. All right, item number 8. Here's the other half of it. Louis Lamora. This has been hot, you guys. I did not expect these books to sell this fast. I thought this was going to be a longer tail. I was going to have to put them in my storage unit and let them sit there. probably for the rest of the year and sell them one by one. But it's like within a few days of me listing it, I'd say within a week of me listing each of these lots, they have sold. So this is going towards much higher up on my list of things to look for, especially if I can get them for as cheap as I got these. I think I ended up buying almost 120 of these for $20, right? So now you're approaching less than like 20 cents each for these books, which is a great price. And I've been selling them for $1 each in lots of 30, so $30. They ship media mail, so right, this isn't free shipping, right? They paid for the media mail shipping, so you can't go wrong with this. I think everybody should be out there looking for Louis L'Amour paperbacks, especially if they're in good to very good condition. I would say if they start to get down to anywhere from the acceptable where covers are messed up or the spines are really bad, like probably don't pick them up. But if they're in good to very good, nice spines, I think we're going to be able to sell them for $1 each. I think the bundles are going to be the way to go. Do not try to be selling these in like onesie twosies. You're just going to drive yourself bananas. But if you can get them into lots of 20 or 30, you probably do pretty well. So keep an eye out for those. All right, item number 9. This is actually not an eBay sale, but an Amazon sale. I don't usually sell very much on Amazon. I have not gotten into FBA or fulfilled by Amazon. I still want to learn that. I still feel really overwhelmed, like as far as where to start, what to do. So I'm still doing seller fulfilled. So if I find something, I'll list it and just put it over on my listing shelves. And when it sells, I'll ship it out myself. I've had some success. Mostly I'm going to go for the really high, good sell-through items. But this one I thought I got it pretty cheap. I think it was ended up being $2. That's exactly what it was, $2. And I thought maybe it would sell for like $15. And sure, I looked online on Amazon when I got home, and it actually was more like $19. So I listed it at that price, and it took a long time. I want to say like 6 to 10 months, something like that, since I bought this. Maybe even longer. It may have been like last spring, so it may have been almost a year. So it sat and sat and sat. I put it in one of my bins of just like, here's the miscellaneous stuff that can go in a bin and not have to be like sitting on a shelf, like being taken care of. This stuff was pretty durable and it was new and sealed, so very easy to just kind of like file it away and not worry about it. So it took a long time. Did sell for more than I thought, and it was only $2 to get into it. But right, that's pretty much how I'm doing my Amazon stuff is buying it as low as I can. Textbooks, that kind of stuff. Usually I can get them for a couple of bucks, and then putting it up as seller fulfilled on Amazon and shipping them out when it's time. And hopefully this year, I don't know if I'm going to get to it. I think if I was going to get to it, I would have already gotten to it. But I still want to learn the FBA side of things. All right, item number 10. This is another from Mike Golick's house. We went into his gym and found a whole bunch of DVDs a few weeks ago. Workout stuff, right? Because that's still pretty popular. And then they were these 6 Kettle Works. And I think I ended up paying like 50 cents each for these, something like that. And I knew there wasn't going to be a ton of value individually. But I knew right away this was going to be a lot. And I'm like, I probably could sell it for like $15 to $20. I put it up for 15 and it took a few weeks, but it did sell for my full asking price of $15. So really happy with that. And like I said, I was into it for about $3. So good flip there. All right, this one was actually like, I just bought this. It did not sit up on eBay very long, less than a week, I would say. I found it just at Savers in the like hanging electronics. And I think it was like $7.99, something like that. $6.99, I can't remember. I've got it here as $6.99. And I thought it'd be like a $45, $50 item. After it had been up for a week, somebody made me an offer of 40, which if I have it listed at 45 and they offer me 40, I'm probably going to take it. If I had it at 50 and they offered me 40, I probably would have countered offer with 45. So like, I'm not going to really get too worrisome about $5 there. Like, I'd rather just sell it. I think they're looking for all-in cost of around $50, which is what they got. And right, I'm not going to be too upset when I'm paying $7 for something to get 40. Like that's reseller 101. So very happy with that flip. All right, the next sale is the sale of the week. I really like doing the sale of the week. This is a lot of fun for me. So like I said, I'm trying to focus on the stuff that's fun here. Get away from all of the kind of businessy feeling stuff that I'm doing on YouTube. I'm hopeful that will help me, I don't know, have a lot more fun with this, right? Because I don't want it to feel like work. I want it to feel like fun. eBay feels like fun to me, always. All of this reselling stuff, buying stuff is fun. Listing the stuff is fun. Testing the stuff is fun. And then selling and shipping it is fun. Shipping is probably number 5, right? Shipping is definitely like work. But I usually do it with Amber, my wife. And so that's a lot of fun. Like, I don't mind doing stuff with her. Um, but all right, so you guys know that I've been going through my death pile of Nintendo stuff. And this is first generation Nintendo cartridges. I just have been putting them up in lots of 10. I listed every one of them at $50, and I've been taking best offers on them as well. And so I think this is like the third, fourth, or fifth one that I've sold, and they've all sold in like the 30 to 40, $50 range, somewhere in there. This one they didn't even make me an offer; they just bought it outright, and so we shipped it out. Really, really easy. Let's see. These have probably been in my collection, my death pile, for a couple of years. But I had recorded $13 as the cost. And when I originally had gone through them, or maybe even the last time, because video game prices are changing all the time, you almost have to check some of your games almost once a year if they're in your death pile to see if they have increased in value at all. But the last time I recorded these down, I thought they were worth about $31 if I sold them individually. So to get 50 for it is like a nice win there. All right, and then this is actually my last of the week, right? Short week, you guys. I think I'm talking a lot more than I really need to be for this many items. But like I told you at the beginning, I really enjoy doing the vlog. I get to talk through my thoughts and feelings of what's going on at the time. But this is another Matt item. Matt had brought over a whole bunch of these Dungeons and Dragons materials. So there's a bunch of books and a couple modules. So this is the latest one to sell. This is a second edition player's handbook. I actually had sold this once. The person did not pay. I put it back up, and then sure enough, within a few days of me relisting it, it sold for my asking price. So I think I had it at $23.99 with free shipping, and it ended up being $4 for media mail, so no big deal there. So same deal as with Mini. It's going to be 40% to me, 40% to Matt, so $8 to me, $8 to Matt, and then the $4 left will go to fees and to materials. So thanks, Matt. It's been fun selling through all this stuff. So that is it for the week. Like I said, it was $325 in sales. I had originally thought it was worth $315, so I'm still feeling like I'm doing really well on how much I'm able to estimate this on. Like I'm pretty good at being able to figure out what things are worth. And total cost of goods sold was $87.60. Right, some of that's going to be because of the 2 consignment items where I go a little bit higher on, and then a couple items where just they cost a little bit more. But not terrible. Let's see here. I'll take a look at some of my metrics. I ended up putting about 8 hours into eBay last week, or into reselling, I guess, since there was an Amazon thing. We did about 2 hours of sourcing last weekend, and then most of this is going to be in listing. I spent about 4 hours doing listing and testing and all that stuff, and then about 2 hours on top of that's going to be for shipping. So not the best week for as far as my hourly rates. I'm only at $23. That I did change this metric a while back so that I'm tracking how much fees are coming out. So like this is after fees, I'm getting $23 an hour. So the metric we've been using is just the president is proposing this $15 minimum wage. We're still above that. And we're a good amount over it. This is the lowest, right? I think last week it was like 50 something dollars an hour, which that's not going to be usual. But I'm proving that I can do this as a part-time job and make more money than I could if I went and worked at the supermarket or Starbucks or something like that. So that's part of my goal, is make sure that we're actually being efficient with our time, because hey, time is worth money, and I've got to be maximizing that. And I'm also supposed to be having a lot of fun with this. I probably should start tracking the YouTube hours, but then it does start to feel more like a business, like I said, and this is supposed to be more of a fun hobby right now. So that's it for this week. If you like it, hit the thumbs up. If you're interested in subscribing, you can do so. If you don't want to do those things, then I'm happy you watched anyway. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.